Welcome to the next Charter Ed Talk. We have Amanda List from A-List Consulting, who has specialized in charter schools for quite a while, and she's here to answer some questions about specifically Texas. And Ryan Eldridge from Charter School Capital will be assisting and asking the questions of Amanda.
Thank you, Janet.
Good morning.
Good morning. So Amanda, we're actually here at the National Charter School Conference as one of the main sponsors, and we're doing a campaign that actually is around We Love Charter Schools. What is it about charter schools that you love?
What I love about charter schools is that not every child learns the same. And charters give options for kids. And in Texas, and I'm not familiar with other states, obviously, as I am Texas, but in Texas we have different missions and different styles of charters. So we have charters, the high-performing charters, which you've heard of Idea Public Schools and Harmony Schools, et cetera. Those are considered, our kind of our college prep schools. And then you have schools that focus on dropout recovery, credit recovery. And then you have some schools that just focus on elementary science, et cetera. So I think it's a great, what I love about it is allowing kids these options that they have, because again, not everyone learns the same, and it's personal for me because I went to a private school, and it was not a model that I learned at. I mean, I just didn't learn. I struggled through school to the point where when I graduated high school, I didn't think I was smart enough to go to college. And going to college and having that direct teach changed my life, and I graduated on the dean's list. And so it's very personal for me because, I don't want a child to be struggling in school, not because of they're not smart, it's just not the way, it's not the method that they learn. So that's why. I know that was a long response, but that's fine.
That's great. That's great. And can you give us an overview of the Texas charter school landscape?
Yes. So I'll look at my notes here, but currently there are 675 charters in Texas. There are 185 operators, and so sometimes these two numbers kind of confuse people. So in Texas, you have an agreement with the state, and then with that you can have multiple campuses. So there's 185 contracts, if you will, with the state, and then with that the multiple campuses. 675 charters serving more than 272,000 students, with a wait list of about 140,000.
Wow.
So definitely there is a demand for more charters here in Texas.
Right.
Wow.
And what does this 3 strikes you're out mean for charters?
So 3 strikes and you're out was back in 2013, our legislative session. We had a huge bill passed, Senate Bill 2. It was a huge reform bill. And through that, it really put got a lot of teeth into closing bad charters. And we are all advocates of choice, and we're all advocates of quality schools, but as you know, there are some people out there that are not running quality schools. And so Senate Bill 2 kind of put the teeth into closing poor performing charters, and in that also created a 3 strikes and you're out. So 3 strikes and you're out means that if you fail the financial ratings, which is Charter First here in Texas, or accountability, either of the 3 in 3 consecutive years, then the Commissioner of Education will close you.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some pushback over since that of like, wait a minute, there should be a little bit of leave room in there, and I can see it both ways.
Right.
But for now, yes, it stands as 3 strikes and you're out.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very, I think it's one of the most strict laws in the nation, I believe, when it comes to closing poor performing schools.
Absolutely. And we've heard you have a rigorous application process. Can you describe that for us?
Yes, so also in Senate Bill 2, it changed the way that charters were authorized in Texas. And as advocates for Texas charters, we want the process to be rigorous. We want it to be, we just don't want anyone to get a charter. But at the same time, it's kind of gone to the extreme of that it's almost so rigorous now, and there is a bias towards out-of-state charters coming into Texas. So I've actually just completed a paper with Excellence in Education, and we've covered this topic on how do we look at the Texas landscape, and what are the policies that we could put in place to attract the out-of-state performers coming in, and then also just attract folks locally or throughout Texas to start schools. But for right now, it is very the process is, the application's easily 500 to 700 pages in length.
Wow.
And takes months to complete.
Wow.
Where can people find your paper?
So it's actually being published today.
Oh, congrats.
So, and I asked permission this morning if I could say this, and so I will make sure that I'll give you guys a link to it so that your viewers can see the overview
great.
of Texas.
Yeah, we'll publish that on our blog too. That'd be great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, we've also heard you have some of the best charters in the nation. Is that because of all the rigor?
Yes, I think so, and just, us being Texans, we're pretty proud of ourselves, so there's that. But no, we do. We have seriously some of the best charters. The U.S. and World News Report just came out about a month ago or so, and we had, up in Round Rock, its Viridian World Charter School was ranked 6th in the nation when it comes to the best high schools. And over 70 Texas charters either received the silver or gold rankings. So we are very proud of the success that we're having here in Texas.
Wow. Wow, that sounds really great, Amanda. And thank you very much for coming today. We really appreciate you sitting
Thank you
down.
both for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.